So like I don't mind them doing that for like offshoot games or like sequels and prequels, but I feel like they should have kept with turn-based for like the main initial numbered series. Just because like the other ones don't feel as Final Fantasy to me with the way the combat is, they feel more like a Devil May Cry game per se. Just especially with there's like where there's a lot of jumping in the combat and stuff like that. Yeah, Crisis. Actually, I find I enjoyed Crisis Core, and like I enjoyed 15. Like I beat 15. I started 16, but we'll get back to that when we actually get to it because I didn't want to continue where I was at while I was still doing the rest of Final Fantasy. But like I like the fact that they did it with Crisis Core because it was a change, but it wasn't like the core game. But they could have done 14 combat where each character was another class. Well, that's just a class system. They have that in older Final Fantasies. Like that one, like Final Fantasy 4. Well, not really 4, kind of, but like Final Fantasy Tactics. I think Final Fantasy 2 and 3 had the job system and stuff like that. Like that's like old school Final Fantasy stuff. I find like when they try Orphan's Cradle. I find when they try to do where there are like 30 abilities. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Like kind of have like a limit on abilities. But Barret is one. Barret's a gunner. Tifa's a monk. I feel like that would have been too much of a change though for it, because like they're basically like that anyways. Oh, there's a save point right here. Let's get that. Yeah, like a side game. Because I know you can get some of the other Final Fantasy characters in like the like different games. Bye. Gonna run around here, go straight for the goal. If they were going to revamp it, I think that's better than another art. Oh, okay. I don't know. I feel like that would be like even so much of a bigger change than they already have. Oh, look at that guy. Isn't he pretty? Oh, there's multiple of them. Well, this is unfortunate. I probably should have used those items again. But yeah, like they're in separate places. But I think like that would have been like a really big change as a whole, especially where the remake already did such a big change for things. Why'd you go do a pickup? Crystal? Aww.
But she's coming tomorrow.
Okay, perfect. Caveat. I did just smoke a bowl, so my opinion might be tilted. That is perfectly alright. Is it tilted, or has your mind been opened?
Whatever's lost in the driveway.
Should be the truck. Edeline, summons in disguise. I know, that was one of the things that kind of bothered me a little bit, where they just kept changing the names of the summons, like Edelines, summons, espers, I don't know why I'm forgetting what they called them in 8. You don't know either? What? I'll go over to this orange thing just because I feel like it. Yeah, it's like, keep one name. Just keep the name. It's all right, guys. Oh, Guardian Forces, that's it. Remember, Final Fantasy is basically just a multiverse at this point? Exactly. These summons aren't your daddy's Edelines. They can call me daddy if they want, but that's alright. Oh, triangle strategies. Okay. Those summons were our girlfriends. So I gotta go over there. Where are we going? It's transporting me through space. So, I'm not having a good time. Feeling a little sick here. Oh, I just got some beards. I don't know what kind of beards they were because I kind of clicked that really fast. You get away from me, you duck. Am I really just fighting one duck? This poor fucking duck. And I snuck up on him. Power spritz. Yeah, like that. I didn't like that in friggin' Final Fantasy 12, where like all of the OG summons that existed like pretty much all throughout Final Fantasy and in like current Final Fantasy were just ships, and they threw like random summons in there, and I was like, what are you doing? I was like, this is not what we want. So give us our summons back. Like the fact that Ifrit wasn't there and Bahamut wasn't there, and they were just fancy fucking ships that everybody rode on. I was like, you guys make me angry. Well, like, I know they aren't random, but like I mean random in comparison to like the initial summons that have been there since like almost the beginning. Like once they introduced summons like Ifrit, Shiva, Bahamut, like Rama or Ramu, whichever way that's pronounced. I love you too. Feel like 9 had the most charm. But like I feel like they've had those summons since like the very fucking beginning, and then just out of nowhere they were just like, yeah, we're just not gonna do that. And it's just like, why? I don't understand. Like everything was so well. Yeah, but like Evely still had friggin' Bahamut and Ifrit and Shiva. So like the fact that they took them out like still doesn't make any sense to me. Like I know they had like their own ones, but like the OGs were still there. Oh, 9 definitely had a good story to it. I enjoyed 9. Stop running through me, you duck-billed bastard. You're supposed to be a dragon. That's not Dagonite. Whoops. I almost said Dragonite. If I would have said that, then you know Nintendo might have sued Square. Yeah, no, like the Evil East storyline is fucking crazy. Oh wow, you're here already. Yes, I am, Mudkip. I'm ripping through. You know what they say? Rip and tear. Yeah, no, like so that's the only thing that bothered me. I don't mind the fact that they threw other summons in there, because like 100%, like every now and again Prodclad 2 was nothing, I guess. I don't even oh yeah, like he was alright. Tried to download the second I saw you playing. Nice. But like I don't mind the fact that they put some focus on the other ones. Aw, Cam giving the welcome to Sleepy Panda. But like the fact that they like excluded them aside from name is more the reason that it bothered me. It's the fact that they only showcased them in name. I would have loved to see fucking Bahamut come out of nowhere. Like even if you didn't get to use them, even if they were just like there and not just like ships, I would have been happier about it. And like I found like the summons, like the look for the summons was a little janky. Like it wasn't they weren't as like well polished as like a lot of their predecessors. Still cool looking, but like I think I used summons once. Other than Coder. 10 summons were good. 10, although I hate this buff look. This is Final Fantasy 13, Monkey Boy. It's an old PlayStation 3 game. Oh, Knights of the Round. I was reading that like KOTOR. I was like, why are we talking about Knights of the Old Republic? So I should have known Knights of the Round. Yeah, like 10 had some good summons, but I hate the fact that like 10 and fucking even 13 here, like Bahamut is some like big chonky motherfucker. Back up, Luffy. I know you were already out. No, you were already out. You have food and water. I know Mother is gone momentarily. But like I miss when Bahamut, looked like a dragon. and not some beefy like dragon hybrid bodybuilder. Like that's kind of a little weird. Oh, I pressed the button and now they're giving me fancy glowy lights. But like I feel like they could have like, don't get me wrong, the designs are still fucking cool looking. But like just the designs for like 10's Bahamut and 13's Bahamut was like, what? Like obviously 13's Bahamut is like a mech dragon ship hybrid. But it's like you didn't have to make him like beefy. You could have made him like still like sleek and very dragon like. But they're just like, nah, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. But like 10's, I remember the first time I seen 10's, like his Bahamut's entrance in 10 was fucking crazy cool. But like at the same time it's just like, why is he so muscular? Why don't new games have cool locations like this? Because they're trying to they're trying to pander to like the same audience. Apparently audiences don't like cool things like this. If you go like Final Fantasy games, like there's a lot of older ones that have areas like this. There's a lot of Star Ocean games that have areas like this. But like all these new like fantasy and sci-fi games just they don't go out of their way to like make these crazy concept worlds anymore. He's from the future Anakin, of course he's working out. He's got tons of leisure time. Yeah, just everybody's dead now, so then all he does is lift. Well, I guess Titus is a dream, so he's too busy. He's too busy getting jacked, lifting other people's dreams. Oh, I just got fucking nuked. Oh, that motorcycle killed me. That's what I mean. Like, even though like, well, that's because the Final Fantasy VII remake is based off locations in Final Fantasy VII. Like the like still, they're from old games. They're just like reinvented to like look, like newer. It's like it's one of those things where it's not even, not even the fact that it's the remake. It's the fact that it's the old, the old games. They're like already made locations from old school stuff. Plasma cannon needs to stop. Ow, that was fucking close. And I'm about to die. That fucking bike is murderous. Don't even get a chance to kill us. But yeah, like, and I'm like at a decent level here. Fortisol, Agisol, just because. Let's see how it does now. Yeah, that's what I was just like, buff self. It's because there's 4 people and these things are being distracting. Once these guys are gone, then the bike should be no problem. The last game that blew me away visually with Ghost of Tsushima, Elden Ring, and Zero Dawn. Oh, okay. And those are some very solid like visual games, like 100%. But like I find like fucking damn it. I find they focus too much on visuals now. Like those games, 100%, those games are fucking gorgeous. But like they focus too much on the way games look nowadays. Like in terms of like how realistic they look. But that's what I mean. Like it's all about how realistic they look, and not really how creative the places are. And don't get me wrong. Like I'm not saying their world maps are uncreative, because like it's hard to not make a really creative looking like fantasy setting. But like trying to like add the sci-fi in and stuff like that. Like they just don't put as much creativity because they're trying too much to make it look like, you know, you could actually visit said place. Like, obviously, these graphics are really fucking good. But, like, at the same time, you know, like, none of this looks real. This game's soundtrack is beautiful. That's just Final Fantasy in general. Yeah, I can't think of a new game with places like this. Persona and Metaphor actually look amazing. Yeah, because they're not trying to make everything look like it's a real place. they're like focusing more on like the aesthetic as opposed to the realism, which is like a big thing for like a game, especially like any kind of like RPG or JRPG. Like I can guarantee right now, if they took like Elden Ring or like Souls-like style game and they did like it all anime style, they'd probably have some fucking wild oh, I think I went the wrong way. I definitely went the wrong way because that stops right there. But they probably have some wild fucking like maps. Just because like they'd be able to do more with it. It's another reason why I prefer older style games over newer ones, is because even with the okay, so I have to jump over there. Even with the like the lower, oh, there's nobody over here. Even with the lower graphics, they can kind of like do more with it because it's not as hindering. Like prime example is Chrono Cross. Another good example is Suikoden 2. If you look at those games, like they're very much 100% pixel art, but they're such like beautiful pixel art, and their stories are great. Their characters are well designed. Oh, I almost fucking got away from him. There's a new Souls-like game in anime style next year called First Breaker or something. Oh, okay, I've never even heard of it. But like, if you look at Star Ocean 2, or not Star Ocean 2, well, Star Ocean 2 is another good one, but Suikoden 2 and Chrono Trigger, and just look at the way they make their characters move, the mannerisms that they do. Like, they're not trying to make them look real, so everything just looks like 10 times better in terms of like the way the characters interact with everything. So it's like one of those FF8 was dated. Yeah, but the locations for 8 and 10 looked fucking phenomenal. Like, they looked pretty, like, especially the jump in like graphics from 7 to 8. It was wild. And I feel like a lot of it's also that that sci-fi and fantasy mix too. Like, if you go to any of the Star Ocean games, like even some of the new ones, they have areas that look like this. Like, they're so crazy looking because it's like a very big mix of sci-fi and fantasy. Heal Fang before she fucking dies. But like, you go to a lot of like underdeveloped worlds, and that's where you get your like fantasy aspect, but like a huge chunk of your main characters are from like vastly, never played Xenoblade, but it looks cool. Agreed. I played Xenosaga though, also very good. But the Xeno series in general is a really good series as well. I've heard for the other one, Xenosaga was good. But like the back to the Star Ocean games, like a lot of your main characters are from like like advanced civilizations, so you get that like sci-fi mixed in really well with the fantasy aspect of it. Kind of like how this does it, where like you're all up from Cocoon and like everybody's like from this very advanced civilization up there, then you get down to like, what the fuck?
Just like that.
I thought like Lightning had most of her health. Like, these enemies are fucking kicking my ever-loving face in. There we go. Past him. But, like, a lot of the times, like, they don't do that correctly, I find. Oh, of course you would be him. I'm going after him first this time. Fucking Templar bastard. But, like that's where, like, I find a lot of these like new school games, regardless of what genre it is, it's just they can't do as much like with things, because like making things so realistic is actually, it's hindering them. It really is. And like, don't get me wrong, the games look beautiful. The games look beautiful, but when it comes down to it, like it's hindering what they can do for certain things. And I'd love to see them use the technology that the newer consoles have to make something that doesn't look as I guess I want to say polished, but doesn't look as real, but they use all of the power that they have. I mean, this game looks like 6 years. Yeah, like this game doesn't look like it's from fucking like 20 years ago. But like take the power that we have in all these new consoles and make the most ridiculous interactive, like, well-polished game ever. That's why animated looking games can do way more, like Persona 4 and Metaphor, and there's another like open world like GTA style game that's got like the web swinging from Spider-Man and stuff like that. That's why these games can do what they do, because they're not solely focused on making everything look real. They're getting their aesthetic in there, which is fucking phenomenal and makes the game look absolutely gorgeous. But they're able to do so much more because, one, the processing power doesn't have to worry about like how pretty this game is looking. And they're not taking all of their time and energy into making it... Well, they're still putting a lot of time and energy into, like, how it looks, but they're not taking everything they have and so much time to polish up the way, like, to make sure every hair on the person it looks like it's working properly or flows when the wind hits it. Oh, I don't want Fang to die. Yeah, No More Heroes. Like, can you imagine, like, I can't remember what the last console No More Heroes was on. I'm pretty sure it's fairly old at this point. But, like, if you were to take No More Heroes, put it on, like, the fucking PS5, and fucking just go crazy with it, like, there's no reason a game like, say, Final Fantasy 13 here, or Final Fantasy 10, if you were to remake but keep the graphics similar, maybe upgrade them a little bit, but, like, keep them similar. Like, I wouldn't even change 13s at all. But, like, you'd be able to give them a full open world with full interactions. You'd be able to, like, climb things and stuff like that. Because, like, the friggin', the sprites and stuff like that they're using in this game don't require all that much, like, power to do. Especially, like, when it comes to the kind of power new consoles have. I hope I find... Like, I'd love to see more of, like, a really good remaster for 8 as opposed to, like, a remake. There's, like, they do too much to it. Is that a... Oh, I thought there was going to be a fucking ball. But, like, I feel like there's just too much... They do too much with all their remakes now. Those guys fucking came back awfully quick. I wonder how much, Oh, Crystallarium. Ravager is almost done. But yeah, like, there's so much they could do with, like, a lot of older games or a lot of older style games. Like, I guess I could use, what is it? The new Star Ocean as an example of that. Like, they still made these, like, really wild-looking places that you can go to. The combat is still very similar to what it was. Persona 3 looks like one of the most perfect remakes to me. I have not played a lot of the Persona games. I have one of them, and, like, I've seen a lot from other ones. So, like, I know they're excellent games. But, like, the new Star Ocean, for example, is a PS5 game. It looks fantastic, but they didn't go overboard with the graphics. You can still tell it's not, like, hyper realistic, but, like, that's what makes it even better for me, because they put more into, like, the way the game plays as opposed to, like, what it looks like. So, like, it makes it, like, a really fun time. And, like, it makes it so much more that they can, Oh, that was Synergist. Okay. It makes it so that they can, like, work on things a lot more. Waiting for somebody to yell out at me, "Don't level those people up, they're not important. You're not using them," but it's alright. But yeah, like so, like they've shown they can definitely do it, and like make an old school like game like that still plays like it used to, but has like, Saboteur, are you finished? No. Shadow of the Colossus had an amazing balance between aesthetic and realism, but like they hid a lot of it behind like how gritty it was. Because like compared to a lot of like newer games, Shadow of the Colossus like has no realism whatsoever, and I know that's like fucking, wild to say, but like when you compare Shadow of the Colossus to like some of the games out now, there's like it doesn't even come close. Like graphics wise anyways. I'm not saying gameplay wise, because the gameplay is fucking really fun. But when it comes down to it, apparently I was doing Commando first. But when it comes down to it, like the technology is there to do something like, like what I'm talking about, because like it's been done kind of, because I won't say that the new Star Ocean is absolutely perfect, but like it's very close to being like exactly what like I would like to see. So like it's definitely possible, and like they could even go like even less. I keep getting close to that. They could do like even less with the graphics and put more into the gameplay. What are we doing? Where are we going? Move things around again. I have not played Octopath Traveler. I just got it, though. I got 1 and 2 while they were on sale. We're going to do those for stream at some point. It was actually with the help of both my Twitch and my TikTok following. They ended up gifting and donating me enough to actually get both of them, so I was very, very happy about that. But yeah, like I've seen so much from... Ooh, that hurts. From Octopath Traveler, I'm like, I have to play it. It's like, it's the visuals that I love, and there's like so much added into it. So I'm just like, I have to get it at some point. The Jabberwock. Fucking Combat Clinic. Travel 1 has a time sink. I am perfectly fine with that. I don't mind sinking all of the time into everything. Like, I had 2,500 hours into Final Fantasy X. I think I've got, like, 60 or 70 hours into this already. So, that's definitely something that doesn't bother me, is putting fucking time into a game. Or do you mean time sink is in something else? Sentinel Saboteur Medic, let's try that one instead, because I have haste, so I'm fine with that. Aggression. Back to aggression. I don't want to try it on for size. I just want them to die. While scrolling, you looked like the Watcher with the head and the blue eyes. I am watching. I'm just watching the game. Oh, I almost fucking died right there. And I'm still stuck on the final boss. Oh, I hate when that happens. The funny thing is, I talked about this, I can't remember if it was earlier today or last stream. I was playing, I'm forgetting the fucking name now. It'll come to me later. But I was playing this one JRPG, and the first time I played it, I was doing good, and I got to this point, and there was this boss I got stuck at. I couldn't beat him to save my fucking life. Couldn't beat him at all. Like, I was having the worst time possible. And at that point, I had rushed through a bunch of stuff, so all of the enemies that I had to fight, were too strong for me to, like, beat consistently, to train properly. So, like, I fucking stopped playing the game. I went, even deleted my save file, because I was like, there's no way I'm going to beat this game now. It's just not going to happen. So, I went back years later and started playing the game, but like I way over leveled myself, and I got to that point in the game again, and then what ended up happening was I beat the boss no problem. The boss that I was stuck on was the final boss of the game. I was like, really? I was like, I was right there. I was like, I left this game alone for years, and I was right fucking there. Grandia. I think it was either Grandia 2 or 3. But yeah, like, final boss, and I fucked myself by not leveling up enough. And that's when I never under-leveled again. It's a boss gauntlet, but the final boss is a 2-phase fight. Oh, okay. Is akin to a super boss. I have no... I'm gonna fucking kill him. When we play it, I'll kill him just for you. I'll make him pay dearly. What happened? Did I just get... No, I think that was sent to somebody else. There was a notification that got sent up at the top of my fucking screen. I was like, did somebody just send me a gift? I didn't see that. But yeah, no, like I love and hate multi-stage bosses at the same time. Although when I finish creating my game, my last boss is definitely going to have multi-stages, just because I know how much it aggravates our JRPG players. I can't be irritated by it and not use it. Give him like fucking 5 forms. After you finish each one, he's like, huh, and you thought this was my final form, and turns into something absolutely ridiculous. So, you thought this was my final form again. And you can't rely on one party for phase 1, one party for phase 2. Okay, so you have to make sure everybody's fucking leveled properly. Okay. I know they did something kind of like that for Final Fantasy VIII, because if you didn't revive a downed party member fast enough, they disappeared and it sent somebody else in, so if the rest of your party was under-leveled, you were fucked. And same with one of the final fights in Final Fantasy VII, where you have to fight both sides of the enemy. Yeah, and build correctly. But yeah, like they had to split up into 2 teams on like one of the last bosses for Final Fantasy VII. So like, I definitely, I can't remember if you had to switch or not, but I know like, I think it was beneficial. But like, if you didn't have everybody like equipped properly with materia and stuff like that, and leveled properly, then it was just like, the other team was fucking useless. 32,000, I'll take that. Yay, I beat it. Or at least beat that one up. The Tesseracts. Oh my god, we're in Marvel, everybody.